Hey everybody, it's Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. How are you guys? So happy to have you with me. Yay, I'm so happy to be here. Hey Clem, hey Lou, hey Mima, hey John. If you are just now finding me, just let me know that you're here and where you are from. I'm gonna talk about a couple little housekeeping things. Hey Rita, and then we'll go ahead and get started. All right, so I still have some Halloween PDFs available. Sorry for my squeaky chair. And the 2023 are this year's projects that were done in August. And the 2022 has some really cute projects as well. Those are on playlists, so you can find them in the videos section, the videos tab of my channel. And then I also have some Easter paper piecing if you want to get a jump start. I want to talk to you guys about my Inky Hands crew memberships. So I started a membership program. And hey Eileen, hey Sue, hey Roxanne. And the membership program is $7.99 a month. It's cheaper than a Starbucks. And you get 2 exclusive videos that no one else has access to of projects every single week. We are having a Facebook group that we're going to start meeting in and posting projects and having lots of inspiration. And we're going to have a sketch challenge and a color challenge once a month for each. And then I will be doing giveaways in there, just random for participation in the challenges. So I hope that you guys will join us. I appreciate it so much. And if any of you guys are in the chat that are part of the membership, let everybody know what you think of it. Another cool thing is that Stampin Up is celebrating 35 years, and you can purchase the starter kit for either 35% less, or you can get 35% more product. The choice is yours. If you want more information about that, just let me know. I would be happy to discuss it with you and explain how it works and help you pick what option is best for you. The real question though is, why are you not signing up? Hey Debbie, thanks for joining us. When you can get a discount on top of a Stampin' Up promotion, when you can order products early, it's a fantastic deal, and I would love to have you part of my team. All right, that's it for the join special. Special release papers are still available. Don't forget about those. And starting on November the 7th, we're going to have a new online exclusive. 3 weeks from now, I'm going to be using one of the online exclusive bundles for my projects. But next week is going to be Thanksgiving week. So I will have Thanksgiving projects. And the week after that is going to be fall 3-dimensional projects. So you're not going to want to miss at least the next 2 weeks to get some more holiday projects for Thanksgiving and fall events. Yeah, so I've been working on them furiously. And then after that week, after those 2 weeks, then I'm going to use a stamp set, well actually a bundle from the online exclusives. And we're going to be working on those projects. So stay tuned. If you are not planning on coming, now you have a reason. All right, so I keep calling it Warmest Wishes, but Warm Wishes is the next kit for Paper Pumpkin. I do have an unboxing video of October's in case you're interested. This one is going to be treat boxes. You're going to get 8 for each, 2 different style boxes or 2 designs. A Mossy Meadow Stampin' Spot. You're going to get iridescent glitter accents on the papers, linen thread, 8 clear food safe bags. And the box sizes are approximately like 4¼ by 4½, by like 1.5 inches deep, and then the other one is 4 1/4 by 3 3/4 by 1.5 inches deep. So I think they're going to be a good size. And just so that you know, there is an add-on 5x7 size card bases and envelopes. You get 20 card bases, 20 envelopes, 5x7, which is a really large card, which will make fantastic Christmas card backgrounds. It actually has the sky and then some trees and snow, so you can add pieces to that. And it's $14 for that add-on, and it is still available as of today. Thanks, guys, for the plug for my membership. I appreciate it. All right, so that's it for Paper Pumpkin. And then if you have not ordered yet, the 25-day paper advent calendar called Rustic Christmas Countdown in the Kits collection. It's pretty awesome, and I think you guys are going to love it. It's $19, and it's item 163114. Don't forget about the Christmas Everywhere kit, which is super cute. There's even palm trees and cacti for the people in the more warm climates. $21 for 9 cards, 3 each, 3 designs. And then the festive tag is a $13 non-stamping kit, 5 designs, 3 each. And they are a decent size tag. I think you guys would enjoy that as well. And that's what they look like. They're actually fairly large tags, so they look smaller here than they are, but that is my announcements. Anybody have any questions before I start? This week we have been using Season of Chic. It's a stamp set, and then the dies are called Chic dies. It's not offered in a bundle for a bundle price, but it is a fantastic set of products. The stamp set and dies are amazing. It's a really large die set. It has a ton of dies in there, and I talked about those on Sunday's video. If you missed that, don't forget to check for that. It is sitting here waiting for you to watch at your leisure. I made a shell card, and I did explain the dies for that. The Season of Chic is located on page 40 of the annual catalog. This is the stamp set right here. And it comes with, it's a 2-step stamp set. So you have the overlay to the solid, and then the overlay to the solid, and the overlay to the solid. So you have shell for summer, leaf for fall, the snowflake for winter, and the spring flower. Then you have this really cool, like, snowish background, splatters and fantastic sentiments. And they're rather large sentiments. The dies are fantastic. They're on page 163, and they're right here. So you get 4 leaves, and then the one that cuts out the stamped image. There are, I believe, 4 flowers total, including the one that cuts out the stamped image. There are 2 of a duplicate tiny snowflake, a medium and a large, and then the one that cuts out the snowflake. And then the shell, you get the one that cuts out the shell stamp, one that is about the same size, that's an intricate die, and then 2 other shells. And then this background is fantastic. Let me show you the card from Sunday. This is the die right here, and these are the shells. So there's the 4 shells that you have available, and this is a really awesome little bundle. And if you haven't watched the video for this card, you can catch that on my channel. But yeah, Season of Chic is a gorgeous stamp set. It is way prettier than it looks in the catalog. Isn't that always the truth? Like, you see stuff in the catalog and you're like, it's okay. I'm not really interested, because, you know, you see it in gray and white and you're like, oh, that doesn't really do anything for me. Sometimes the samples will sell it, and then other times you're just not interested. But then when somebody else does something with the stamp set, then you're like, oh my gosh, I have to have that stamp set. Hey Kim, thanks for joining us. The mini catalog is still going live. There's tons of stuff in here. If you haven't looked through it, or if you need one, let me know. But there is a lot of Christmas goodness in that catalog. So today we're making an alternate easel card. I call it my alternate easel floral card, because the reason I call it an alternate easel card is normally the easel card has a panel in the center, or the way that it's propped up, you can tell that there's like something there holding it up. And this card doesn't have that. So it looks like just a regular flat card. The paper that I'm using is from the fantastic Masterfully Made DSP, which can be a little overwhelming color-wise if you don't like brights. I absolutely love brights, and my favorite thing about this paper is it really looks like you've torn these layers, and they look like so real. When you see that, doesn't that look like I've torn paper and just laid it there? They did a fantastic job with this paper. And the one that we're using today also has some torn panels. I'll show you. Here it is. And it looks like it's all actually layered, and you did all this hard work, and Stampin' Up! Did it for us. So this DSP is amazing. So we're going to work on this card today. Let me show you how it forms an easel. So what you want to do is you want to bend it in the center, and then you're going to prop it against the side here, and then that's how it stands up. So if you're putting it on a mantle or a desk or a table, it stands just like this. And the cool thing is, see how this panel here looks like it's just suspended? And everybody's like, how'd you do that? So it's a pretty cool panel. It looks like it's just like balanced on the top of this point, and it's like, how is that like attached there? How does that work? So I'm going to show you all of that fun stuff today. All right, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to move my stamp set and dies out of the way. I've also used today the square, which I rarely use it because I mostly cut squares and I don't think to use square dies, but I used the Stylish Shapes squares today. I used the largest one. All right, let's go ahead and get going. This stamp set is amazing, and I think that you guys are going to think so too once we get started working with it. All right, so let's start. Let's put this in the corner, and of course, what's the first thing that comes out every time when I am doing any kind of crafting? My Simply scoreboard. All right, so you have a piece that's 5.5 by 8.5, and we're going to score it down the long side, okay? So we're going to score it at 2 1/8, which is 1 tick past the 2, and 4 1/4, which is 4, and then 2 ticks. All right, so 2 1/8 and 4 1/4. And we have also, I'm trying to think what else I need to score. We have little squares that are 1.5 inch squared, and we need 2 of those. Okay, this is the magic part of the card. So we're gonna score those at 3/4 of an inch. Okay, so you wanna score that right at the 3/4 inch mark. Since it's square, it doesn't matter what side. So that's all the scoring. All right, on to the next step. So we're gonna burnish our card. So we're gonna grab our ends, make sure that they're even, and use our bone folder to give that a nice piece. And then this one is gonna, remember, it's the part that comes up like this. So this one's gonna come mountain, all right? And you want to give it a good burnish as well. So there's your mountain piece. That's how your card base goes. Now, I cut this piece here, the DSP, 4 inches by 5 3/8 of an inch. I just wanted small borders like this, as you see in this corner. The reason I didn't cut this right away is I wanted to make sure to keep this panel the same so that when I put it on both sides of this bridge, that they line up. So I'm gonna take my trimmer and we're going to give it a trim at 2 inches so that we have two 2-inch pieces, okay? And like I said, the reason that I didn't cut them ahead is I wanted to make sure that I kept them in the right order. All right, so the one goes there and one goes there. That's what I mean by the right order. I didn't want to flip it by accident and then have it be crooked like that. I wanted it to line up, and then it's just easier. I don't have to think about it. So I went ahead and did the cutting now with you guys. Plus it shows you if you're using a directional pattern. Great idea, Roxanne, with the skeletons. I love that. All right, so we're gonna also go ahead and give these little pieces, our little score marks on these little pieces, a burnish. So we're also going to join the corners and make sure that we're even there. I forgot to burnish those when I did my card. All right. This is going to be our little mechanism for our card. So we're going to attach these layers, but before we do, we're going to attach these pieces on here first, and they are going to be hidden underneath our panel. And one piece is going to go up like this, and then the other one is going to be like this. So what I did was I held them together like this, where I had the separation in the middle, okay? And then I put my glue on at the same time. Yeah, you gotta do a glow-in-the-dark skeleton, Sherry. That'll be so fun. Come on, glue. There we go. So I'm gonna go ahead and put on both panels on the flat part, not the part that I'm holding, okay? And it doesn't matter if it's not perfectly centered. You just want to lay this in the center of your card, and you want those pieces on that score line. So when you push these back, you can see that score line in between the two pieces, okay? So you want to make sure that you're centered, and that score line can bend right there in the middle, okay? See that little, okay, so now we're gonna lift these flaps up, and then the parts that are attached to the card are gonna get covered with our DSP. So let me grab my silicone mat, and I'm going to attach one at a time. Going to move those to the side to get them out of the way. And you can see I just have a very slight border around the edge right there. Okay, so now we're going to do the other side. Has anyone ever made one of these cards before? John, you're so funny. I know he gets excited when I create things, and then he just wants to like tell everybody what it's gonna be before it's time for it to happen. And I know that you guys would all want him to spill the beans, and he totally would. But he knows that death would become him. Sometimes I want to do it too, but I'm just so glad that I have him to tell what I'm so excited about. Okay, so now we have those two pieces and you have the two little flaps right here. This is what that center panel is going to attach to. Yes, Sherry, now you know how to do it. Yay! Okay, so let's talk about some other pieces that we are going to use. We have a piece of Berry Burst for the side panel. And yeah, we're going to do 16ths, but don't get mad at me. I rarely do 16ths, but it's going to be 16ths because we need the 16ths. So this is 1 5/16. I know, but 5/16 is one tiny tick in front or right after the quarter. So it's like one little tiny tick after the 1/4 inch when you're cutting. So this one is 5 3/8 by 1 5/16. Okay. And then the DSP that's going on top of this little panel is 1 1/4 by 5/8. And let me explain why I needed the 16th. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put my glue on the back of my DSP portion. And then I'm going to adhere it to this piece. Now when I do that, the reason that I need that 16th is you're gonna see here on 3 of the it's gonna be the same side on 3 sides, but on the one side, it's gonna leave that little 16th. That's why I needed it, because when we attach it inside here, and it is gonna be the part that butts up against it, if you don't have that 16th on this edge, it's gonna look like it's just up against here, and it won't give the illusion of how is that staying up? How is that card staying up? Hey, Meleda, it's for the illusion of the card just hanging out on its own. That's why you need that 16th in there. So don't hate me for the 16th. Okay, so the next step is going to be, we're going to put dimensionals on the back of this piece because I want to lift it so that it has a little ledge to grab onto. Okay. So just trust me, you can do the 16ths. 5/16 is just one tiny tick past 1/4 of an inch. You can do it. I have total faith in you guys. Okay, now watch what I'm going to do here because you know I use a lot of adhesive. I'm going in between here, but I can't handle that there's nothing on these corners. So guess what? Okay, I'm good now. So we're going to go ahead and pull the backs, oops, off of our dimensionals. That one didn't come off, I don't think. There we go. And then we need these two right here. Okay, Roxanne. Thanks for popping in. I will see you tomorrow for the rest of this card. All right, so I have pulled off this piece right here. And we are going to now attach this at the edge of the card. But it's going to be raised up just a hair. Okay, so we're going to attach this piece. I know, I can't help it. I get excited by all the fun that this card is going to be. So it's going to be up against this side edge right here. So I'm putting it in front of me so I can see what I'm doing. And you want to have the edge on the 3 sides. Okay, so there's that one and that one and that one. See how you have your edge there? And then this one is going to be the edge right there. So it's going to look like, how in the world is this card standing up? All right, so we're attaching that on that side. Now we need a piece in here that we are going to stamp. And this piece for the inside of our card is, let me think, what size is this? I think it's 2 3/4 by 5 3/8. I gotta check. Yeah, 2 3/4 by 5 3/8. So we're gonna stamp it. First, we're gonna put some words on here that say, "You are amazing beyond measure," and they are gonna go in Pretty Peacock to match this pretty paper. So as best as I can in the center, but you know, if I'm not 100%, I'm good with it. All right, you are amazing beyond measure. And then we're gonna clean this stamp before I get it on my hand. And then we're gonna take Bubble Bath, and we're gonna take the flower, but the solid flower, and we're gonna stamp that right here over the top, and it's a pale ink. So it's going to look like it's behind the words. How cool is that? I love it. All right, and let me clean that one because, again, even though it's pale ink, I'll get it on something else because I'm good like that. All right. Come on. We're going to attach this on the inside of our card. You guys still following me? There's a lot of parts to this card when you cut it out, but it's worth it for the illusion. I mean, you could just put something here and let the card lean up against it, but I don't think it would look as cool as having the side panel. All right. So there is the inside of our card complete. Okay, now we're going to work on this little mechanism on the outside that's going to look pretty cool. All right, so let's move that to the side. So we have the largest of the stylish shape squares. I think it's the largest. Yes. Okay, and I cut that out of Berry Burst, which, by the way, is the color of our card base, Berry Burst. It reminds me of Rich Razzleberry. Does anybody remember that color? It looks similar, but it has more pink in it. You don't see many thumbs up, meme? I see 10 so far. My mom, she's got it going on. She's checking, making sure I get some likes. Thanks, Mima. All right, so for this piece here, we're going to use some die cut pieces. And I already stamped my, my flower. So what I did was I stamped the background in, oh gosh, what is the name of this color now? Pretty Peacock, but I stamped off before I stamped it. So I inked it in Pretty Peacock, stamped off on a scrap paper and stamped it down. And then I inked the outline in Pretty Peacock and stamped it directly over the top. And that's how I got the two-toned Pretty Peacock flower, okay? And then from the die set, we have this flower right there, this flower right there, and this one here. So we've used all the flowers, including the one that's this one's inside of that actually cut our die out, that cut out my stamped image. And then I used the smaller of the two leaves that are this shape, because there's a larger one and a smaller one. So here's that one. And then I took one of the snowflakes, the small ones, and I thought I could use that for the center of my flower. So those are the die cut pieces that I used in addition to the one that die cut out this flower. So that's what we have, okay? So the leaf is in Pretty Peacock. The inside of the flower, that's actually that little snowflake, is in Pretty Peacock. The yellow is Daffodil Delight. The pink, dark pink, is Berry Burst, and the light pink is Bubble Bath. So those are those colors. All right, and we're going to first stamp our words in the corner, and then we're going to work our little flowers around it. So the sentiment says, wishing you the best birthday ever. All right, so we're going to ink this up in Pretty Peacock. I'm so glad this color came back because I missed it when it went away. It used to be an in color, and I'm so glad it's part of our regular colors now. So I put that in the corner there, wishing you the best birthday ever. And I'm going to go ahead and close that and clean my stamp. All right. So next we are going to, I guess, attach this piece to our base, and then we'll add the flowers. So let's go ahead and attach our base. If you guys missed my paper pumpkin unboxing video, I showed you guys what comes in the paper pumpkin. I did that yesterday, so that video is up on my channel. I don't remember if I mentioned that when I was talking about paper pumpkin, so I thought I better tell you. All right, so this piece of basic white to go inside of this die cut is 2 5/8 by 2 5/8. So see, no 16ths. Oh no, you can't see? Clem, do you want me to go closer? I can bring the camera down a little if you want me to zoom down. I'd be happy to do that for you. Just let me know if you need me to. All right, so this piece here is going to get on the inside. I'm going to add this little snowflake, but I'm going to use a mini dimensional to lift that up. But first, I want to have some Wink of Stella on these pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and add, make sure it's flowing. Okay. I'm going to add some Wink of Stella all over the flower piece. And I'm going to put it on my Berry Burst, my Bubble Bath, because we got to have a little bling, right? I'm not putting it on the center of the flower because sometimes Wink of Stella on dark cardstock is just too intense. So I'm going to skip it there, but I am going to put it on the other pieces. I may put it on the leaf though, because it's not like so in your face as that flower center. So let's go ahead and put a little on the leaf. All right. So now that we've added our Wink of Stella on everything, we're going to go ahead and flip these over and put glue on them. And I'm going to put a dimensional on the back of that center of that snowflake. And we're going to add that into the flower here. See how it has a little dimension? Clem, did you want me to zoom in? You didn't say. I'd be happy to if you would like me to. If anybody else wants me to, I'd be happy to as well. All right, so that's where our flower is going to go. So let's go ahead and glue our bubble bath flower next. Just gonna squeeze a smidge and then drag it out around the die cut piece. And I'm going to use my tweezers if I can without making a mess. And I'm going to glue that about maybe this way, kind of down here. All right, and on the center of this flower, I'm going to put a cut piece of dimensional. I'm going to cut one here from the side, a smaller piece. And that's going to go in the center there. So I'm going to lift the back off of there. And we're going to go ahead and attach that flower kind of, maybe I'll go this way this time. Right there. And then our yellow one is going to be glued flat as well as the bubble bath. So we're going to go ahead and add some of that. All right, Clem. I'm going to lower for you. You're on your phone, I think. Guess how Sherry and Mom watch me? On the big screen. On their TV. She sent me a picture one day of her watching with Mom on the big screen. Sorry guys, I'm wiggling a little when I'm moving down, but I'm trying to get there for you. All right, better? I got to move some stuff and pay attention to what you're seeing now because we're moving it around. All right, so we're going to attach our yellow flower up here in this area, maybe like this. Good so far, everybody? We're down a little more so that you can see a little better. And then for this particular leaf, I'm going to put adhesive just on this bottom section right down there like that. And we're going to attach it kind of hanging off of the card right there. And then on the back of here, we're going to put some dimensionals on our flower, and it's going to be popped up. And of course, this is a small flower, but I'm still putting 3 dimensionals. What kind of dimensionaler would I be if I didn't use a lot? All right, so here we go. We're going to figure out how I want to place this. I'm going to nestle it here among the other flowers. So there is our main piece. All right, let's move all of this stuff out of the way. I have such a mess on my desk. All right, so now comes the little flaps come into action, okay? So we're gonna put adhesive on the flaps and just make sure they don't stick together, okay? That would be horrible. Okay. Make sure that when you make this card that the flaps are the same color as your piece so that it gives the illusion that it's just balancing up on the edge, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and flip that down, and then I'm going to figure out where I want that centered there. And that looks good to me, so I'm just going to press it and hold it and make sure it's straight. It looks pretty straight to me. And I'm just going to make sure that it doesn't wiggle on me. So I'm going to lift up, and when I lift up, I'm going to bend this to this side, okay? And then I'm going to do it the other way. I'm going to try anyway. There we go. So I'm going to make sure that I've put enough pressure on those pieces back there, okay? But when it's on there and it's pressed like this, no one knows how this piece is staying on this corner. This is the best part, right? This is the fun part. All right, so let's do our cool little bow over here. So I really wanted a berry burst bow, and I do have retired berry burst ribbon, but then I didn't want you guys to want that ribbon and I hadn't used it. So I thought, well, I'll be nice and not use retired ribbon. Sherry, you're so cute. It's like watching a movie with popcorn. That's what happens when you have a smart TV. You can watch YouTube on it and see me on the big screen. All right. So then right here, we're going to add this really fun bow. Okay. But I really wanted Berry Burst and we didn't have it. So what did I do? I took my Sweet Sorbet. Isn't it pretty? And I turned it into Berry Burst. Who can tell me how I did that? Put your answer in the comments. No to look the 5/16. You guys let me know, how did I turn this Sweet Sorbet ribbon into Berry Burst? What kind of markers? What kind of ink? Come on, girls, you got this. I think I've gone through at least 3 rolls of each of the colors of this ribbon. I have used it so much. I absolutely love this teeny tiny ribbon with the sparkles. Oh my gosh, I'm in love with it. What kind of markers? What kind of ink? Come on, you got this. I know you can tell me. Yes, Wendy Martindale Bergine. I love your name. Absolutely correct. Alcohol markers. Stampin' Blends. So with our Stampin' Blends, I took the dark Berry Burst and I'm going to show you with this small little sample because I didn't want to get ink all over my fingers. And it comes off if you spray your hands with isopropyl alcohol, but I just didn't want to make a mess on myself. So I cut a small piece so that you guys could see it in action. And I'm going to use the brush end. So you're just going to go right over the top and hold the other side and then do that end. And then I flipped it and did the other side. I'm probably still going to get it on my fingers. But I'm going to show you how easy it is to get off your fingers. Okay, see how I have it on my fingers? I have a spray bottle that has 70% isopropyl alcohol on it. And so I just keep a rag next to me and then I just spray my fingers and spray wherever that is and just rub. And you see how it comes right off your fingers? So now it's like I didn't even have that on there, right? So keep a little spray bottle of that. But see how I turned our Sweet Sorbet into Berry Burst? So you also can do that. And I'm going to clean my mat. And you can also, if you get it on your silicone mat, you can also spray your mat with the isopropyl alcohol and it will come off. I love these little silicone mats. They're fantastic. Okay, so now we're going to tie the ribbon. So how many of you guys know how to tie my 3-looped ribbon? Thank you, Kim. So we're going to take our 3 middle fingers and our thumb is the ones we're going to use. So we're going to have a little end hanging down, and with our thumb we're going to grab and we're going to wrap around the 3 center fingers 3 times. And once you come up the 3rd time, you're going to pull it off, and you're going to have a loop on this side and a loop on, like a hang tag on one side and a hang tag on the other, okay? And so you're going to squeeze those together once you have it off. And I usually use the longer one, and I wrap it around. So I go from the front to the back, I make a loop, and then the piece that comes back to the front, I slide it through that loop, and then I pull. Well, I got to do it in one motion first. And then I pull on it, and it tightens that knot right there. But then to secure it, because it will slide around on you, I take the other end and I tie a second knot. So I hold that in place and take the 2 tails like you're tying your shoe, and I make a knot there, and then that knot will stay in place. And then these are your little hangers, and you can cut those whatever size you want, but this is how I make my little 3-loop bow, and I think it's so pretty. All right, so we're gonna take we're gonna put that right here. So I'm gonna get a mini dimensional, and I'm gonna use my take your pick tool, and we're gonna grab one of these, and I roll it up like that. And then I'm gonna put it on the back. I'm gonna look which way I like the bow, how it looks the prettiest. That back is a mess, so I'm not going that way. I don't really care for that. I like it this way, I think. I gotta play with my loops and make them prettier. There we go. All right, so we're gonna put it on the back here. And then once I've secured it to the knot, I just pick it up with the take your pick tool. And I'm gonna put this like this so I can see the center of where that paper looks torn right there. And that'll give me kind of my center of my card. And then I will use my take your pick tool to get it to stick to my piece, and then I'm going to press the knot with my finger and pull the take your pick tool out. And then you can fluff up your loops and make them pretty. And then I'm going to trim these. They're too long. I do like having long tails, but those are just way too long. And so there's those. And the final thing, we're going to use these sequins. They're called Adhesive Backed Sequence Trio. And you get some iridescent white, Pretty Peacock, which you can see is like my most favorite ones. And some pink ones, right? I don't know what color pink that is, but I love it. I love all those colors. They're fantastic. All right. And we're going to go ahead and grab my take your pick tool. And I'm going to pull the small one. Put it here. Put a big one with it. And then I'm going to put a large one. No, I'm going to do a small one. Up here. And then there are my embellishments. Can you see? I'm kind of moving it too far forward. I'm used to holding it up. And then let's go ahead and put these little guys away. And I'm going to give you guys a little sneak peek. Well, not a peek, but a sneak idea. I'm going to talk a little bit about tomorrow. So tomorrow's Wednesday, and I have been making projects with the season of Chic. And Monday and Wednesday projects that are on my blog or my website are the projects that go to my membership class or my membership weekly video tutorials. So I only show a very tiny sneak peek of the projects, but I want you to know, for those of you who may want to join the membership, that it will be a framed art piece. So I know that framed art pieces are classes that people do, and they charge quite a bit of money to do those. So you're going to get a free framed art class if you join the membership by Thursday at midnight Eastern Standard Time. So I'm just going to let you know that we're doing framed art tomorrow, and you will get those videos on Friday morning in your inbox if you join the membership. So those of you who are part of the membership, you guys know you're going to get a framed art piece, and it's pretty exciting. All right, so that's it for this. Let's bring the stuff back out. So we used Season of Chic, and then, of course, my stylish shapes, which I love. Let's bring this back in and this back in. And I'm going to bring this forward slightly. I want to make sure you can see the website. All right. I think I'm in. Am I in? It's hard when I move. Yeah, I'm in. So don't forget about tomorrow on the blog, there'll be a sneak peek of the video tutorial for the membership group for Inky Hands Crew membership. And if you missed if you missed Sunday's video, it is the shell card. And then it was another card for on Monday was another card for the tutorial group, part of the membership. Does anybody have any questions for me? I appreciate everybody who was here today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for participating. Thanks for chatting with me. I love having you guys with me on Tuesday nights. Don't forget, Thursday afternoon, I will have another live at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There'll be a reminder on my Facebook group and on my Facebook business page. And I will see you guys then. Eileen, feel better. Mima, thanks for being here. Sherry, Mom, thanks for hanging out. Maleda, Clem, Kim, Lou, John, Wendy, Rita. Who else did I miss out on? Did I forget anybody? I said Clem already, right? Roxanne already left. Debbie. Sue. Who else did I miss? I think I got everybody. Well, everybody that at least put a comment. Cheryl, there you are, my girl. Thanks for watching. All right. Thanks for being here, guys. This is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. Happy stamping!